श्री गुरु वरंदर की जाए। श्री गोविंदनाथ मरण भक्ति वेदांत नारायण कृष्ण महाराज देव भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज विष्णुपाद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज विष्णुपाद भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत परिवार की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु महाभागवत भगवती महाराज नित्यानंद विष्णु सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु भारत की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री पीर गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ सात गोस्वामी के रूप की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी गोपाल की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल भज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्यामा कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण कामिका अकारशी तिथि। Sorry, why did I say Krishna? श्री कामिका अकारशी तिथि की जय। तिथि पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री चतुर्मास्य व्रत की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय all the Śaraṇāgati kirtans of Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Jai his Kalyana Kalpataru Gitavali and Gita Mala ki jai. Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Let's do the Mangalacharan. Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Kodiya Gurvan Vaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Māyāvādī Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhaktivinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidim Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vrishabhanusutan vitavamatanum yamuna tatanagarananda sutam murali kalagita vinoraparang bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smara Gaura Gadadara Keli Kalam Bhava Gaura Gadadara Paksha Chara Shrinu Gora Gadadara Charukatang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptashtakamaदितराङ्गमध्ये Kripa Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Pranams, everybody. Shri Devi Didi, the Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Champak Mataji, Ashray Prabhu, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu, and let's see, who else is there? Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and Rup Manjari Didi, and Nitai. Whenever I say Nitai's name, he gets really happy. So I'll just say his name. Oh, and Nitai's plush Krishna doll, who apparently wants to listen too. Cool. Wow. Bhagavan Shri Krishna Chandra himself is listening. Well, of course we know that, but yeah. Right. All right. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. So welcome to I think it's our 42nd Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā session. Today, our focus is we're on the Anga of Śaraṇāgati, Pratikulya Vivarjanam, rejecting all the things that are unfavorable for bhakti, Varjanātmikā. So we are on the third song, which is all on the topic of Mayavad. That we don't want the association of either materialists or Mayavadis, illusionists. But of the two, there's some hope for the materialist. You know, if he gets some sadhu sangha, but the Mayavadi's heart is extremely hard, and his prayers to Krishna are like thunderbolts to Krishna's body. And so I never want to have the association of a Mayavadi. Please may I just remain in the company of the Vaishnavas. That's like the essence of the song that we're going to be going through today. So how destructive, how harmful and dangerous, and just like, if there's one thing that's opposed, there's nothing more opposed to bhakti than Mayavad. So I thought we could read something on the topic of, well, first our program is divided into 4 parts. We'll read one verse in the glorification of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then we will go through the definition of from Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj on this Varjanātmikā, Pratikul Vivarjanam. And then we will read some words from our acharyas on the topic of Mayavad today. And then I'll go through the meaning of the words of the song, and then we'll sing it. That's our program for today. Yesterday, Shubhananda Prabhu recommended that I read this section from Jaiva Dharma. I didn't find it. I just didn't get that much time. But something I found that would be really nice to read. Maybe we could extend this 2 days also. But I found in my Gurudev's biography of Srila Bhakti-Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he wrote a synopsis of the book Mayavadi Ki Jivani. So I thought maybe we could read that. Yeah, because that would be a whole complete thing. And I can't even remember when I read that book. I think I read it when I was like a young teenager. So I really want to read it. So yeah, let me know afterwards though if you'd like to do another day of focusing on Mayavad, and that we could read that section from Jaiva Dharma, which Shubhananda was suggesting. Hare Krishna, Sarveshwari Mataji and Archana Mataji. Ashray Prabhu. Oh, did I see you? Yeah, Hare Krishna, Ashray Prabhu. All right, so let's begin. Okay, so for the first part, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's glories. Or every day we've been going through the song, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Viraha Gunagan. All right. And this is the refrain. Kotha Bhaktivinoda Shri Gauraswajan. Where is, oh, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, personal associate of Shri Gaur Hari, where are you? I think we made it up to verse 15. Let me find it. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we read yesterday. It's such a beautiful verse yesterday. Was this one? Okay, I'm just going to read the two last verses. I am extremely weak, devoid of the strength of pious action, and devoid of the strength of knowledge. Nor do I know what is bhakti. May the dust of your lotus feet and the water that has washed your lotus feet, which deliver the universe, be my means and support. Who will understand the gravity of your nature and your intense attachment to that Sri Krishna who belongs only to Sri Radha? Even if it takes millions and millions of births, please make me a rightful candidate of this understanding. This is my petition at your two lotus feet. And now this is today's verse. To give pleasure to Sri Krishna, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought Sri Varshabhanavi Daita Das, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He brought Sri Varshabhanavi Daita Das to this material world. O inhabitants of the universe, at the tips of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's lotus feet, perfect the science of performing bhajan of Sri Krishna in a way that is pleasing to him. Okay, so let's sing the verse. O kotha bhakti vino Shri Gaura Swajan Kotha bhakti vino Shri Gaura Swajan Bhakti vinod Krishna vinodite Eneche prapanche Shirada daite Bhakti vinod Krishna vinodite Eneche prapanche Shirada daite Sadho Vishwavasi Oi Pada Prante Anukul Krishna Bhajana Vigyan Kotha Bhakati Vinod Shri Gaura Swajan Kotha Bhakati Vinod Shri Gaura Swajan. Okay, now the definition of pratikulya vivarjanam, rejecting all those things which are unfavorable to bhakti, by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shri Goswami Maharaj in his Prapana Jivanamrita. Okay. Bhagavar Bhaktayor Bhakte Prapate. How is it all bundled up like that? Sorry, one second. Bhagavar Bhaktayor Bhakte Prapate Pratikulake Varjatve Nishchaya Pratikulya Varjanamuchyate.
the principle to reject everything opposed to the service of the Lord and his devotee, and to similarly abstain from everything opposed to an attitude of surrender, is known as pratikulya vivarjanam, rejection of the unfavorable. So now we come to the song Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana. Maybe I'm going to read the translation to it, the song first, and then we'll read on the topic of Mayavad. We'll read all right. So both those bewildered by sensual indulgence and those who are adherents of Mayavad are devoid of bhakti. They maintain their lives without purpose. May I never fall into the company of these two kinds of people, O Lord. This is my prayer at your feet. Among these two, however, the sense enjoyer is better. Never at any time do I seek the company of Mayavadis. Upon obtaining sadhu sangha, the heart of the sense enjoyer naturally attains bhakti by the grace of the devotee. When the defect of Mayavad infiltrates one's heart, the heart becomes as hard as a thunderbolt due to exposure to fallacious arguments. The Mayavadis all say that the nature of bhakti, the object of bhakti, Sri Krishna, and the reservoir of bhakti, the devotee, culminating in Sri Radha. They say that all these are that's bhakti, the Vishaya, and Ashray. They're all temporary. Bhiktara Krishna Seva, fie on their service to Krishna, and their Shravan and Kirtan, and their hearing and chanting. Their praises are like thunderbolts striking the body of Sri Krishna. Krishna ange vajra hane taharastavan. There's nothing as contrary to bhakti as Mayavad. Therefore, I wish to have nothing to do with any Mayavadi. Keeping Mayavad at a distance, Bhaktivinoda remains in the association of the Vaishnavas and takes shelter of Sri Nam. Okay. Hare Krishna Chatamai Mataji. Let's just, 1 second, this thing. Okay. So let's read on the topic of Mayavad from the biography that my Srila Gurudev wrote of Srila Bhakti Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Acharya Kesari. What time is it? 7:20. Okay, this is kind of long. I'm not sure if we'll get time to read all this, actually. It's already 7:20. It's like 4,500 words. How about I'm going to read until like around 7:40, 7:45. I'll read up till 7:45, and then we can stop and we could divide this into two days, and then we could read the rest of it, and also read what Shubhananda was recommending from Jaiva Dharma. I think that's what we'll do. This is I mean, I always find the topic of Mayavad really boring, but it's also really important to become like really strong on this topic. So maybe it would be good if we do it 2 days in a row. And as I mentioned before, Anita, she said that book, Mayavad Ki Jivani, Vaishnav Vijay. And then it was retitled Beyond Nirvana for a Western audience. But she said that when she started reading that book, she ended up, I think she said she even ended up staying up the whole night reading it, and she read it all in one sitting. Like it was a full-on page turner, which I find very fascinating. I haven't read it yet myself, but so right now we're going to read first a little history of that book, and then we're going to read a synopsis that my Srila Gurudev wrote on that book. All right. So yeah, this is from the book Acharya Kesari. Srila Bhaktivinoda Keshav Goswami Maharaj, his life and precepts, I think it is. So, by Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. So one day, when Acharya Kesari, Srimad Bhaktivinoda Keshav Goswami Maharaj, was sitting with his disciples, he told us about a book he had written called Mayavad Ki Jivani. Actually, in Bengali, it's Mayavadir Jivani. So he said, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, considered that Shankara's philosophy would create many obstacles for the preaching of Shuddha Bhakti, as long as it remains prevalent in this world. One second, I'm just standing up.
It is therefore extremely important. Oops.
So he said, Srila Prabhupada considered that Shankara's philosophy would create many obstacles for the preaching of Shuddha Bhakti as long as it remains prevalent in this world. It is therefore extremely important to eradicate this philosophy. Kevala Dvaitavad, the philosophy of monism, is refuted by literatures such as Srimad Madhvacharya's Anubhashya, the Anuvyakyan, and Sutra Bhashya, Shri Jayatirtha's Nyaya Sudha, and Tattva Prakashika, and Shri Vyasatirtha's Nyayamrita, which are great weapons, just like the Sudarshan Chakra. These conclusions of Srila Prabhupada deeply influenced my heart. In addition to these treatises, I collected 10 or 12 more books on the Vedanta philosophy and studied them all from beginning to end with great concentration. These books show very clearly that the Nirakar, Nirvishesh, Nirgun, Brahmavad, or Mayavad of Shankar differs in all respects from the concepts of Srila Vyasadeva, who wrote Sri Brahma Sutra, the commentary on Vedanta, and its natural commentary, Srimad Bhagavatam. Nowhere in the 550 aphorisms of Brahma Sutra do we find words like Gyan, Nirakar, Nirvishesh, or Nirgun. Nirgun Brahma can never be worthy of worship because it has no compassion. The Brahma of Mayavad is false and simply a figment of the imagination. It can never be real Brahma, the real absolute. Consequently, Sri Shankaracharya's imaginary Nirvishesh Brahmavad or Mayavad can never be identical with Sri Vedavyas Savishesh Brahmavad. In Shandilya Sutra 26, Shandilya Rishi says, Brahma Khandam tu Bhakto Tasyanu Gyanaya Samanyat. That means the Brahma Khanda, the Brahma Sutra, specifically expounds bhakti, not gyan. In his Bhakti Sutra, Sri Narad Rishi also refers to Vedvyas, who compiled Brahma Sutra, and to Shandilya Rishi as authors of literature on bhakti. And he very clearly states that Vyasa Sutra, that the Brahma Sutra, is a treatise on bhakti. Okay. Let's get that chair out of the way. When I was living in Mayapur, Shri Vidyabhushan, that's referring to Kunja Bihari Vidyabhushan, and Shri Vidya-Vinod, that's Sundarananda Vidya-Vinod, who are the editors of the weekly magazine Gaudiya, once came to me. They insisted that I write an essay on Mayavad for a special issue of the Gaudiya. Accordingly, I quickly wrote the essay Mayavad Ki Jivani and presented it to them. Later on, I found out that the essay was too long for the special issue, but that Prabhupada had been extremely pleased to read it and wanted it to be published quickly as a small book. The essay was lost, however, during the confusion after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. Fortunately, it was found in 1942 in the house of Sri Yuta Ushalata Devi, a follower of Srila Prabhupada in the village of Champahati. It will be published soon. Later on, it was published in the Bengali monthly Shri Gaudiya Patrika and in the Hindi monthly Shri Bhagavat Patrika, and it has also been published as a book both in Bengali and in Hindi. The 7th part of this present book contains a special summary of the contents of Mayāvādī Jana. So we're going to read the summary now. 7:29. Okay, so we're going to read this for 15 minutes and then we'll stop wherever we get to. Let me set a timer just so I don't lose track of time. 15 minutes. All right. The life history of Mayāvādi, also known as the victory of Vaishnavism, Viṣaya-vimūḍha. Paramaradhya Srila Acharya Kesari considered that pure bhakti cannot be propagated completely as long as the conception of Mayāvādi exists in the world. 1 second. Okay. It is therefore most essential to uproot Mayāvādi. For this reason, he composed a book entitled The Life History of Mayāvādi, Mayāvādīr Jivani, or The Victory of Vaishnavism, Vaishnav-vijaya. Here is a brief account of the essence of this book. 1. What is Mayāvādi? The word Maya, generally indicating the potency of inert matter, Jada Shakti, or the potency of nescience, Avidya Shakti, is the shadow of the internal potency of the Swarup Shakti of the Supreme Truth. She, Maya, is the authority who presides over the material world. It is this very potency that leads a materially bound living entity to identify himself with the physical body, to consider the objects connected with the body to be his own, and to accept the shelter of Mayāvādi. Mayāvādi states that Brahma is an undifferentiated or homogeneous spirit that is devoid of any potency or attributes. I just want to see the word homogeneous. Homogeneous means made up of parts that are of the same type. Uniform, identical. Consisting of parts all of the same kind. Okay. So Mayāvādi states that Brahma is an undifferentiated or homogeneous spirit that is devoid of any potency or attributes. From this point of view, then, a distinct Maya potency with the characteristic function of creating illusion cannot exist. However, Mayavadis also assert that the jiva is actually Brahma, and that the apparent existence of the living entity separate from Brahma is simply an illusion that is created by the influence of Maya, or avidya. As long as Maya exists, the jiva will exist. In this respect, Mayavadis consider that the Maya potency does exist. According to the Mayavad doctrine, then, Maya, or ignorance or illusion, has the specific distinguishing characteristic of being neither existing, neither sat, nor non-existing, asat, and is therefore inexpressible. It's sat, asat, vilakshan, anirvachaniya. People who hold this deceptive opinion are Mayavadis, are impersonalists. According to the Mayavad conception, Ishwar, like the jiva, is also in the clutches of Maya. However, the difference between Ishwar and the living entity is that the jivas are forced to accept the fruits of their actions, whereas Ishwar, covered by Maya, does not. Vaishnava Acharyas have pointed out that this idea is contrary both to Shastra and to logic. The author of the Vedanta Sutra, the omniscient Sri Krishna Dvaipayan Vedavyas, who divided the Vedas, has declared in his Padma Puran that Mayavad is false and against the Vedas. It's Mayavada asat shastram prachannam bodhamuchyate. That means Mayavada is a concocted doctrine and is known as Buddhism in disguise. Vedartavan mahashastram Mayavadam avaidikam Mayaiva vihitam devi jagatam nashakaranat. Mayavad, though given a facade of great importance and claiming itself to be derived from the Vedas is in truth a non-Vedic theory. O goddess, it is I who has propagated this concocted theory, which will become the cause of the world's destruction. Swagamai kalpitaistvam cha janan marvi mukhan kuru mam chago payayena syat srishtir eshotarotara. That's Padma Puran, Uttarakhanda 71-107. Lord Vishnu said to Shiva, O Shiva, make people in general averse to me by concocting your own version of scripture and thus hiding my glories. In this way, the world's population bereft of spiritual knowledge will increase. Vaishnavacharyas such as Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Vallabha Acharya, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and Sri Baladev Vijabhushan have pointed out that Shankaracharya is a hidden Buddhist and that his doctrine is covered Buddhism. Some scholars of the Shankara Sampradaya think that Vaishnavas only say this out of envy, but in this they are mistaken. Many scholars who are not Vaishnavas have also accepted that Shankar nurtured the flow of the Buddhist conception. These scholars include Vigyan Bhikshu, who is a prominent scholar of Sankhya philosophy, learned yogis of the Patanjali doctrine, and even Buddhist scholars. Now we will show the similarities between the views of Acharya Shankar and Buddha. 2. Is this world false? Buddha stated that the world is shunya tattva, or it's void or non-existent. The world is shunya tattva, is void or non-existence in all the three phases of time, the beginning, middle, and end. By this, the world's falsehood in the three phases of time is ascertained. Acharya Shankar also taught that the cause of the world is a principle called avidya, or ignorance, which is devoid of past, present, and future. This principle of ignorance is inexpressible due to its special characteristic of being neither existent nor non-existent. It doesn't exist, but it doesn't not exist either. So that means, Brahma satyam, jagan mithya. Brahma is real, and the world is false. Then he says, Nidra mohat swapnavat tan satyam shuddha purna nitya eka shivoham. The universe is not true. It is non-existent and false like a dream. The universe only seems real while we're asleep in a dream state. In reality, it does not exist. That's from the Atma Panchak, verse 3. It is clear that Buddha's shunya and Acharya Shankar's dream-like mithya, falsehood, are both one and the same. Only the terminology is different. There is no difference between Buddha's Trikala Shunyatva, voidism in the three phases of time, and Acharya Shankar's inexpressible principle of existence and non-existence. 3. The means of liberation. Many scriptures of the Mahayana branch of Buddhism have said that the only means of achieving liberation is pragya paramita, or the perfection of wisdom. Buddhism teaches that one should understand that this whole world is a source of grief and is full of sorrows. And to attain complete relief from this suffering, one should try to obtain tattva gyan. The name of this tattva gyan is pragya paramita. Acharya Shankar also says that although the world is false, it is still the source of suffering and is filled with intense misery. The condition of complete freedom from grief of this distressful world is called moksha, or liberation. The cause of this liberation from material existence is knowledge of the oneness of Brahma and the Jiva, and of Brahma and its illusory existence. This knowledge is tattva gyan, and without it, one cannot attain the perfection of oneness. Tattva gyan, or Brahma gyan, knowledge of Brahma, is the only cause of complete annihilation complete annihilation of avidya. Having real knowledge of Brahma. That's the only way to completely annihilate avidya. When we examine both opinions, we see that Buddha's pragya, Buddha's wisdom, and Acharya Shankar's Brahma Gyan are identical. There is no real difference between them at all. We can verify this with the observation that Acharya Shankar, having quoted the mantra Pragyanam Brahma from the Aitareya Upanishad 3.3, has consistently supported the opinion of the Mahayana branch of Buddhism with regard to Pragyan Paramita. In this way, Acharya Shankar has propagated Tattva Jnana, Brahma Jiva Aikyavad, or the theory that Brahma and the Jiva are one, by following in the footsteps of Buddha's doctrine, Pragya, or Pragya Paramita. There is no difference between Buddha's Shunya and Shankar's Brahma. In the 19th verse of the Buddhist Pragya Paramita Sutra, in relation to the supreme liberation in the form of Shunya Tattva, it has been written, Shakta kastvam ihastotum nirnimitang niranjanam sarvabhag vishayatitam yatvam kvachid nishrita. It is clear from this verse that Shunya Tattva is untainted, causeless, unborn, non-existent, without any support, and inexpressible through speech. It is unimpeded, imperishable, and also immeasurable. These are the specific symptoms of Shunya Tattva. Shankar, for his part, states that Brahma is spotless and formless, and without variety, potency, and distinct qualities. It is clear then that there is no difference between Shankar's Brahma Tattva and Buddha's Shunya Tattva. Shankaracharya himself has actually referred to Brahma as Shunya. Now, here's a verse from Vivek Chudamani, 402. Drashtri darshana drishyadi bhava shunyaika vastuni nirvikare nirakare nirvisheshe bidhakuta. So the meaning is there a distinction between the viewer, vision, and the object of vision in relation to the immutable formless substance devoid of attributes? In other words, he's saying there is no distinction. And then, here's another verse. Nityoham nirvadyoham nirakaro hamakshara paramananda rupoha aham evaham avyaya. It's from the Brahma Namavali Mala, verse 4. I am eternal, flawless, formless, imperishable, and supremely blissful and inexhaustible. In the book Amar Kosh, Buddha has been called an Advaivadi, or a non-dualist. The followers of Shankaracharya also introduce themselves as Kevaladvaitavadis, pure non-dualists. So there's agreement between the two on this point as well. Readers can judge for themselves whether or not there's a difference of opinion between Shankar and Buddha. Although there is no specific difference between Advaitavad and Advaitavad, Acharya Shankar still named his doctrine Advaitavad and not Advaitavad Buddhism. Why did he conceal this truth when he was fully aware in the core of his heart that he was a Buddhist? The reason for this was not a philosophical difference. The real cause was the order of his worshipful Lord, Sri Bhagavan. Shankara Shakshat. Acharya Shankar is a direct incarnation of Shankar, who is the most exalted Vaishnava and dear devotee of the Lord. Indeed, Shankar is regarded as the guru of the Vaishnavas. Wow. At the time when Acharya Shankar made his appearance in India, the general mass of people were deviating from the principles of Varnashram because of the influence of the Buddhist Shunyavad. Even the Brahminical class of men were rejecting Vedic Dharma in favor of Buddhism. At that time, Lord Shankar incarnated as Shankaracharya who is endowed with extraordinary powers. He transformed Shunyavad into Brahmavad and reestablished the honor and authority of the Vedas. India will remain eternally indebted to Sri Shankaracharya for accomplishing this extraordinary task. Establishing the false doctrine of Brahmavad on the foundation of Vedic authority was only a temporary achievement. Later, Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Madhva, and other Vaishnavacharyas erected the palace of Vaishnavism on the foundation of Shankaracharya's Brahmavad. We have already mentioned Bhagavan's orders to Sri Shankar. Bhagavan Vishnu said to Sri Rudra, so Bhagavan Vishnu said to Sri Rudra in Padma Puran, he says, Mam cha gopaya yena syat srishtir esho tarottara. Cover me in such a way that people will take more interest in advancing material civilization just to propagate a population bereft of spiritual knowledge. Okay, it is now 7:45, so I'm going to stop reading here. We will finish the rest of this tomorrow. Yeah, the history of Mayāvādī. All right, so now let's go through this kirtan. Man, I'm so tired right now. So I'm standing up, but I think it's no problem. Hare Krishna Sumanshilji and Vidya Lala Sadidi. Hare Krishna. Okay, what am I doing? Yes. Okay, let's go to the meaning of the words in this song. Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana. So Viṣaya means sense enjoyment. Vimūḍha means completely bewildered. So those who are completely bewildered by sense enjoyment, and the Mayavadis. Mayavādī Jana. Jana makes it plural. So the Mayavadis. Bhakti shunya duhe pran dhore akaran. Both duhe. Duhe means both of these. Both the Viṣaya-vimūḍha and the Mayavādī Jana. Duhe, they're bhakti shunya. They are both completely devoid of bhakti. Pran dhore akaran. Pran dhore, that means that they hold on to their life. Akaran, without purpose. No point to their living. There's completely, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So next verse. E dui shanganat na hoy amar. E dui shanganat, O Nath, O Lord. E dui shanga, the association, the sangha of E dui, of these two. Na hoy amar. May it not happen for me, amar. May I never fall into the company of these two kinds of people, O Lord. Prarthana koriye ami charane tomar. This is the prayer I make, charane tomar, at your charan, at your lotus feet. Tomar means yours. So prarthana koriye ami charane tomar. This is the prarthana, the prayer koriye that I make, ami charane tomar, at your feet. She duer madhe. Madhe means among. She, these duer, of these two. Viṣaya tabu bhalo. Among these two, however, Viṣaya tabu bhalo. The Viṣaya, the sense enjoyer, is bhalo, is better. Mayavadi shange nahi magi kono kalo. Kono kal. But the Mayavadi Sangha, the association with the Mayavadi, nahi magi, I never seek that. I never will ask for that. Kono kala, at any time. Never, never, ever. Mayavadi shangi nahi, mahi konokala. Viṣaya hridoy jabe sadhu sanga pai, anayase labi bhakti, bhakter kripai. So, in the when the heart of the Viṣaya, the sense enjoyer, the Viṣaya hridoy, the heart of the sense enjoyer, jabe means when sadhu sanga pai, when he gets sadhu sanga, anayase labhe bhakti, bhakter kripai. Anayase, very easily, naturally, he labhe bhakti, he attains, labhe means attains, bhakti. Very easily, very naturally, labhe bhakti, he attains bhakti, bhakter kripai, by the mercy, by the kripa of the bhaktas. Mayavada dosh jar hridoye poshilo, kutarke hridoy tar vajra samabhelo. Jar means in whose hridoye, in whose heart, poshilo, has entered this Mayavad dosh, this defect, this faulty Mayavad. When that enters the heart, hridoye poshilo, kutarke hridoy tar vajra samabhelo. Then, as a result of being exposed to these false arguments, these fallacious arguments, kutarke, by that, hridoy tar, the hridoy, the heart tar of that person, vajra sama, like a thunderbolt. Bhelo means becomes. It becomes like a thunderbolt. The heart of that person becomes like a thunderbolt. When the Mayavad dosh, when the defect of Mayavad, hridoy poshila, when it enters the heart. Bhaktir Swarup Ar Viṣaya Ashray. Mayavadi Anitya Bolia Shavakoy. So the Mayavadis, they Shavkoi, they all say that Bhaktir Swarup, that the very form of bhakti, the very nature of bhakti, and Viṣaya and Ashray, the object of bhakti, Sri Krishna, and the Ashray, the reservoir of bhakti, that means the devotee. And the topmost devotee, the original devotee is Sri Radha, right? So the Mayavadis say that anitya, these are all anitya, they are all temporary, they are not eternal. Bolia, Shabkoi, they all say that. Bhaktir Swarup Ar Viṣaya Ashray, Mayavadi Anitya Bolia Sabakoi. Phi is dik tar Krishna Seva, Shravana Kirtan. Phi on their service, their so-called service to Krishna, and their hearing and chanting. Krishna Ange Vajrahane Taharastavan. Taharastavan, their prayers are like Vajra, are like thunderbolts. That's Hane, that's hitting, that's striking Krishna Ange, the body of Krishna. So, Phi on their service to Krishna and their hearing and chanting, their praises are like thunderbolts striking the body of Krishna. Diktar Krishna Seva Shravana Kirtan. Krishna Ange Vajra Hane Taharastavan. There is nothing as contrary to bhakti as Mayavad. Mayavada Sama Bhakti Pratikulanaya. So Mayavada Sama means equal to Mayavad. Like Mayavada Sama, equal to Mayavad, Bhakti Pratikul, unfavorable things to Bhakti, there is no. So there's nothing as unfavorable, as contrary, as Pratikul to Bhakti than Mayavad, like Mayavad. Therefore, I wish to have nothing to do with any Mayavadi. Ataev, therefore, Mayavadi Shanga Nahi Chai. I do not want the Sangha, the association of a Mayavadi. Bhaktivinoda Mayavada Durakori, Vaishnava Sangite Boishe Nam Ashraya Dhori. Keeping Mayavad at a distance, Bhaktivinoda remains in the association of the Vaishnavas and takes shelter of Sri Nam. Bhaktivinoda Mayavada Dura Kori. So keeping Mayavada Dur, very far away. Koriya means making. Having made Mayavad, like having banished it at a far distance, left it at a far distance. Vaishnava Sangete Boshe. Then sitting or remaining in the association of Vaishnavas, in the Sangha of Vaishnavas, and Namashrai Dhuri, and Namashrai, taking shelter of Sri Nam, holding on to that Dhuri. So keeping Mayavad at a distance, Bhaktivinoda remains in the association of the Vaishnavas and takes shelter of Sri Nam. Sorry, I was repeating myself a lot, wasn't I? There. Okay. Now we will sing the song and then end our session for today. That was interesting, trying to explain that. I'm pretty good at not faking sleeping right now. I mean, I was falling asleep that whole time, but I think I kept it kind of lively. What am I doing? Oh yeah, my Śaraṇāgati translation. There. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just turn off noise suppression. Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana Bhakti Shunya Duhe Pran. Sorry, let me start over. Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana Bhakti Shunya Duhe Pran Dhare Akaran. Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana Bhakti Shunya Duhe Pran Dhare Akarana. E dui Śaraṇāgati na hoya mar, prarthana koriye ami charane tomar. E dui Śaraṇāgati na hoya mar, prarthana koriye ami charane tomar. Shei duera madhye Viṣayi tabu bhalo, Māyāvādī sanga nahi magi kono kala. Shei duer madhye Viṣayi tabu bhalo, Māyāvādī sanga nahi magi kono kala. Viṣaya hriday jave sadhu sanga pai, anayase lave bhakti bhaktera kripay. Viṣayi hriday jave sadhu sanga pai, anayase lave bhakti bhaktera kripay. Mayavada dosha jar hridaye poshilo, kutarke hriday tar vraja samabhelo. Mayavada dosha jar hridaye poshilo, kutarke hriday tar vajra samabhelo. Bhakti sarupayar Viṣaya ashray, Māyāvādī anetya boliya sab koi. Bhaktir sarupayar Viṣaya ashray, Māyāvādī anetya boliya sab koi. Dhiktar Krishna seva Shravana Kirtan, Krishna ange vrajahane taharastavana. Dhiktar Krishna seva Shravana Kirtan, Krishna ange vrajahane taharastavana. Mayavada sama bhakti pratikulanai. Ataiva Mayavadi sanga nahi chai. Mayavada sama bhakti pratikulanai. Ataiva Mayavadi sanga nahi chai. Bhaktivinoda Mayāvādī Turakori. Vaishnava Sangete Voishe Namashaya Dhori. Bhaktivinoda Mayāvādī Turakori. Vaishnava Sangete Voishe Namashaya Dhori. Viṣaya-vimūḍha Āra Māyāvādī Jana. Bhakti shunya duhe pran dore akaran. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai. Say it. Let me just start over. It's spaced out. Nitya Pravishtam Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupar Shila Bhakti Brigyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. So dear what is his Mayavadir Jivani Grantha Ki Jai. Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupar Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Āra Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varaga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath. Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari. Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. नाम अचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय. श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय. श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जय. श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय. श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. जय श्री कामिका एकादशी तिथि की जय. एकादशी तिथि पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री चातुर्मास्य व्रत की जय. व्रत पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि वो. वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवश च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रद देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः. वंश कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Oh, Sri Devi Didi just mentioned that today is the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Kamala Govinda Maharaj. Oh, very nice. Jai Srila Bhakti Kamala Govinda Maharaj ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruva Titi ki Jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. I don't know so much about Srila Bhakti Kamala Govinda Maharaj. I've had his darshan a few times. I only was in his Harikatha one time. But I remember so many devotees were getting a lot of inspiration from him. I remember especially Kishori Mohan and Sudevi Didi were going for all of his classes, and they got a lot of help from him, a lot of inspiration from him. And yeah. Yeah, I only had one interaction with him in Puri one time. Anyways, it's nothing special, but yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
Radheshyam.
could you say actually, could you say a little something about Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj, Shri Devi Didi?
It's not, it's not I can say many things, but I just want to tell Dandat pranams to everyone, and just the life dedication. No? As always, you remind us that we should remember any appearance or disappearance of the Vaishnavas. Then I remember, oh, today is his disappearance day. I should tell to them. His life dedication to Sri Guru and Gauranga, and there is a very nice example.
Your connection's very
Of
Shri Devi.
the etiquette of the Vaishnavas. My Guru Maharaj, Śaraṇāgati. Oh, yes, here is not so good connection. Yes, because we are at the end, and can you listen? Can you listen a little bit?
Now I can hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I went outside of my room. I just want to tell that his life dedication to Shri Guru Gauranga and Vaishnavas, and he was from the very beginning, with my Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj. He grew up with him, but we have a very, very nice example how my Guru Maharaj, being senior Vaishnavas present, he sent him to take shelter and to take a diksha from Srila Jivan Janardana Goswami Maharaj. He did this so many times because he felt that the seniors, his disciples should go to the seniors first. And he did this in this case with Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj. He sent to Srila Jivan Janardana Goswami Maharaj.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's why, because I one thing I know, like what I've heard from devotees and also the class I was in, he Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj speaks very like rasik katha, like very beautiful rasik katha, and so definitely that's where he got it from. I mean, Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardana Goswami Maharaj is famous out of all the disciples of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada for being like one of the most rasik Vaishnavas, always absorbed in Srimati Radhika and service to her, and always emphasizing the importance of, the Sarada Dasyam, and he's like very always like focusing on the goal like that. And so now I can see the influence in Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj's Harikatha. I've heard that about him, so now
Exactly.
it makes more sense.
Nothing, just we are at the end of the program, and I just wanted to say these few words and pray for his mercy, and that I can serve him somehow. And my Guru Maharaj. Radheshyam. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat. I remember something that he said. I think he said something to Kishore Mohan and Sudevi, like, if I ever say anything that is at all not exactly what your Gurudev says, you should reject whatever I say and just accept what your Guru Maharaj says. Like he said something like that to them. So if you ever hear anything that I say that's not exactly the same, then just you can ignore that and just focus on, he very much encouraged everybody to have nishta in their own Guru. And so I thought that was very, very nice. And that's what a Shiksha Guru does. A Shiksha Guru is there to help inspire you to become more dedicated to your own Diksha Guru. So, yeah, he was a good, very good example of that. All right. All right, does anybody have anything to say on about Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj or on the topic of Mayavad before I end today's session? All right, so we're going to end for today. Hare Krishna, Shamananda Hanuman. Haribo. So we'll end our program for today, and tomorrow we will, I guess we'll go over Mayavad again, just because it's an important topic. We can finish reading through Mayavad or Jivani, what I was reading. We got, I think, a bit more than halfway through. And then also maybe we can read from Jaiva Dharma. And okay, Champak Mataji.
Haribo, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay. Let me lower the volume. I got you in both places. Sorry. Yes. We were with Guru Srila Maharaj, Gurudev, at Ananda Ashram, and he told me, took us aside. He told me, he said, always, your Guru Maharaj, what he says is first for you. Always bring your Guru Maharaj first. So it coincides with pretty much what you were saying, and like that. Yeah. Wow. I heard a lot of praises.
Thank you for sharing that. That's very nice.
And the connection between them and Srila Janardan Maharaj, who inspired, Gurudev said he was inspired. He was the guide when Bhakti Pragan Keshav Maharaj left, and they were so like orphans. He said that he inspired, and he inspired Maharaj to be bold, about Radhadasyam and like that. So it's neat, to see the connections and like that. So I heard a lot of praises about Kamal Govinda Maharaj. So thank you. Too bad we don't have Sudevi or Kishori Mohan.
Yeah, they could give a whole beautiful collaboration. They probably will. Their program, they do an evening program. So
I see.
Devotees can tune into that.
Okay.
When I just see a message that Champak Mataji sent. She said that Shripad Siddhanti Maharaj had a desire to hold a 1-hour japa session in prayer for Srimati Shamarani Didi's health tomorrow, Wednesday Eastern Time, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And and she also shared the Zoom link here. So for devotees who are on Zoom right now, there's you can copy that link in the chat and save that link so that at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time you can join for a special japa session praying for Shamarani Mataji's health. I actually don't know so much what's happening with Shamarani Mataji's health. Is it like really serious?
Well, you can tell us.
She's totally exhausted, and after they did 8 weeks of festivals, they did the routine that they usually do where they just have her rest and chant japa and go to the beach, and it just really had no effect. It didn't help. So now they're trying to put her into like a program or a clinic, and they're actually doing a fundraiser. I just read that right before your class.
Maybe it's fatigue.
But she's not recuperating. She's totally exhausted, and she's been ill since she was a teenager when she joined the movement, because she just always over.
And then she had like.
Oh my God! I mean, that's the story of Shamarani Mataji's life. Is just like she works. I don't know anybody who like really pushes himself like she does. She's like a whole other level of intensity.
Right. And she got lead poisoning from the paint when she was painting some years back. She used to keep the paint brushes in her mouth, and there was lead, she'd be changing paint brushes and she'd stick them in her mouth, and she got lead poisoning from the paint and the paint thinners.
That was very difficult.
Yeah.
So it's all just catching up on her now, huh? Like all the
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
see.
and
But I had
she's
no idea.
yeah, she's 6 months older than me, so a lot of people exit around our age. You know,
But no,
so-
listen.
no,
keep
no,
it
I'm just
longer
saying
here.
we want to
It'll
keep
be
her
a while.
longer, but I'm just saying it's accumulation of years and her
Yeah, the machine.
devotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Okay, so,
can't imagine.
if anybody wants the Zoom link, I'm gonna save it here. If anybody needs it, you can get it from me, or you can find it in the Zoom chat here, and then you can look up on. There's a website, dateandtime.com. There's a time calculator there. You can put in 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's like New York time. And then you can find out what the time is in your own location, and you can join the Japa program with Siddhanti Maharaj for 1 hour Japa program, praying to Krishna to keep for her health, that he improves her health. All right, so we'll end it with that. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radhe. Pranams Shri Devi Didi, Nuri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Champak Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Chatamai Mataji, Archana Didi, Archana Mataji, Ashray Prabhu, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Rup Manjari Didi, Nitai, Prajumna Prabhu, Suman Shil, Vidyalala Sadidi, Shamananda Prabhu, and yeah, pranams everybody. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow. Oh, and Champak Mataji says that she's improving at the place she's staying. She's such a fabulous saint. Yes. Jai Shamarani Mataji ki jai. All right. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Oh, that's great
Thank
news.
you.
Thank you. Very well. Namaste.